Hey everybody, welcome back. Here we've got our two mulberry trees and our apple. There's a little bit of rust on the apple from all that rain. I'll probably have to look into adding some copper to the soil there. And moving right along, avocado tree. And here is our lime. We'll focus a little attention on this. There is at least one lime on this plant. It got thorns last week, so we'll see where we're at. And moving over to the lemon tree here. Looking really well. And here is our Black Safote chocolate pudding tree. Lantana has finally pretty much conquered the dill. There's a little bit of dill down at the bottom, but other than that, this is a lantana pot now. And the peppermint is growing really well now, and we'll harvest that one probably once everything gets over the top of the pot. And here's my moringa with two comfrey companions, and this is the rosemary, looking really nice. Another pot of comfrey. I believe there was a moringa in there at one time, but it died over the winter. These are two regular marigold. Those are French marigolds, and these are our walking onions. And the corn is doing really well. And moving on up to the carrot tower. As you can see, the dirt settles a little bit, but we've got carrot sprouts still growing in there. These Hausenators are definitely going to need some fertilizer soon. There's quite a bit of yellow in these for them being new plants, so I'll have to give them a little bit of feed there. This celery is very interesting. It will not bolt like the rest of it did, so hopefully if I can gather seeds from that, it'll be a little more heat tolerant. And it is guarded by two black cherry tomato plants. And this black cherry tomato is getting really tall. This one. I'm going to have to look into this. This is some kind of oak scrub, but right next to it we've got a couple of strawberries. That was from a previous planting that I did on the wall vertically. A little bit of butterfly milkweed there. Monarchs love that. Spreads all over the place though. We had a little bit of more work done here. Tomato plant has been saved, fortunately, along with my irrigation in this bed. And this is a mustard plant. Just a southern broadleaf mustard, I believe. Dog. We've got our horseradish along with the green stalk that needs some work still. I will probably get to that this week. Been working on some medical issues this week, so This is our 11-foot sunflower plant. It's kind of leaning over since the rain, but it's full of flowers now. Kind of looks like the Ring of Fire, so hopefully if we've got that, we'll have some tall Ring of Fire. This is some catnip I've noticed as I pull the sunflowers out. Seems like it resprouted from what I had in there last year. And as you can see on our strawberry plants here, there's a little bit of pest pressure and also a little bit of possibly fungus coming in. We'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure there's no bugs getting after it. Honeywort is looking as nice as it can be. A lot of that yellowing is from the excessive rain. And this is our newest addition. We've got gladiolus blooming finally. This is one of my wife's favorites. And looking here, we've got this is Malabar spinach. I went ahead and grew some of it on these anchor points here to see if I can get it to climb the pergola. We'll see what happens there. So our elephant garlic, that was recently pulled, and aloe plant. And these are our lion's mane mushrooms on 2 logs. Those are about a month old now. And strawberry bed 2 is doing as well as to be expected. I'll probably go through and start being able to run the scuffle hose through that after my medical stuff soon. And here we've got our shiitake mushroom log, and this one has probably been inoculated for a few months now, so we'll see where it's at towards the end of summer. This is strawberry bed 1. This is the one I will keep as a strawberry bed. I'm likely going to move other ones from strawberry bed 2 into the green stalk. And as you can see here, no luck with the melons. They're kind of dying off. We'll have to try something else there. Kachari melons are holding out, though. These are heat tolerant, so they should actually produce a crop. Tiger melons are doing fairly well at the top. A lot of those leaves at the bottom just got too wet, and that's just an issue we deal with here. But the plants should survive long enough to produce fruit. And looking here, we've got our okra. I'll have a variety list soon. One more variety I want to add to it, so we'll add that soon. This is our Jerusalem artichoke or sunchoke. It's getting ready to flower, as you can see from the buds there. That's actually a root crop. Here we've got our fingerling potatoes. I'm not sure how well these are going to do, but we'll see. I've got a few extra backups for the fall, and if these don't work, we'll try something else with them. Cherokee tan pumpkin plants are doing really well. Hopefully they'll line out of the bucket soon. And this is our baby crepe myrtle, growing new leaves. And moving on to our tomatoes. These tomatoes are doing really well. They've been the star of the show this week. Going to add some more twine to these, stretching between the arches just to give it some more support, let it climb a little more. Won't be able to weave it too well, but it'll at least support it so it can grow taller. Probably move into back to using the T-posts for posts from now on because these garden stakes were too short. And here we've got a pretty decent Bella Rosa truss here. We actually harvested a few of those. Those are really good. And if you look here, I believe we have some canary melons. These will probably get to be probably about 5 times that size before they're ready to eat. Not having much luck with the melons climbing the trellises. I probably won't do that again. I might go back to beans again next year, maybe rattlesnake beans. And this is the bitter melon. This was a volunteer from last year. I am not a big fan of the taste of this thing, so we'll see what it does. It actually has quinine in it, which it was grown a lot when there was a lot of problems with malaria during the Panama Canal expansion. And now it's just kind of nasty. See if we can get it to stay there. Probably have to come back with a clip. Then we have this plant, which I'm pretty sure this will be the Minnesota midget cantaloupes. We'll see what happens with it though. As you can see, we've got a little, these are cousins to stink bugs, but they're called assassin bugs. They don't really eat the plants, but what we noticed last year during the drought, they were gathering moisture by chewing on our noodle beans. So I'll have to keep an eye on those. Probably treat them as a pest anyways. And here we've got a strange mushroom growing. I'm not a big fan of just eating wild mushrooms. What I like to do is find out what they are and then try and grow them from a source that I know will not kill me. So I might work on that. There's been some debate over whether that's chicken in the woods or not. Looking here, we've got our sugar cane. Looks like there's going to be 2 stalks this year, which is good. I'm just going to grow this out to be able to propagate it again and probably work on something bigger with these. Probably try and grow them wagon wheel style. And looking at the garlic here, this will be due very soon. This will probably be the next big harvest we have. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. It's all hard neck, so it's probably going to be small due to it being in the heat. So we'll probably just grind it up for garlic powder. Looking here, there is a row of ginger in here actually. And once we pull the garlic, we'll be able to go through and weed this entire bed. But we've got a row of ginger in there. And here we've got a volunteer potato growing at the end of the compost, probably enjoying all the nutrients there. And here we have our Texas Sweet 40 sweet peas, or cream peas. So we'll see what those do. They don't have a very long days to maturity, probably about 70 days, so I'm estimating probably about 90 days we'll have everything out of there. And this is volunteer cilantro. There's a little bit of that everywhere, aka coriander. Black Knight is doing very well. I did receive the two companion bulbs that will look like flames, and I'm going to plant those in front of it. See how we do there. Get a little artistic. As you can see from the beans here, it's still loaded with flowers from that rainstorm, but they have not pollinated yet. We're probably going to expect a huge flush of these beans very soon. Probably get into some canning. Probably going to add rattlesnake beans to the mix on this and see if I can get those to grow up next, along with some purple potted pole beans. And here we've got our artichokes. There looks like there are probably going to be 5 to 6 plants, and hopefully they will expand and pop next spring or late winter. And this is the mess that will not go away, but it will soon. I'm probably going to take all of these herb plants and consolidate them and merge all of the cinnamon basils and the mammoth basils and everything together. I'm trying to make room for some peppers and more tomato seedlings that I have started, and I'll go ahead and get those on there soon. Probably going to move them to the ground so that I can get them in the irrigation system without having to fight gravity. I go much further with the irrigation and I'm going to need a stronger pump. And these are Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. All the plants held up in the rain. Now we just got to see if they'll dry out or not. This is primarily a test because these constantly dry out, but I'm trying something new with these. We'll see what happens shortly.